Good morning and happy Tuesday, everybody. Welcome to my Tuesday Facebook Coffee and a Card Live. I am coming to you from cloudy and windy Middle Tennessee this morning, although it's not cold. It's like 63 degrees out. I think we're supposed to get up to 73 degrees out, so cold is not the issue, although it kind of feels that way just because it's so gloomy. Of course, that puts kind of the whole Midwest into a chance of some severe weather today. Most of it looks like it's going to stay north and west of us, so I'm not too concerned. I think here in Middle Tennessee, we're in like a 5% risk of some maybe hail or severe storms, but that's a pretty low risk. So I can't worry about it. It'll be what it will be. We are near the end. Hi, Paula, of February. I cannot believe it. This is my last February Facebook Live. Yeah, crazy, huh? Which also means it's my last one before the end of celebration, guys. You only have a couple more days to get the things that you want. My name is Maureen Rolfus. I am also known as the Crazy Stamping Lady, and I am so happy that you are here with me today. I've been an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator for over 27 years. Hi, Lenny. And I love what I do. I'm here to help you find the joy of card making and rubber stamping, and then to take those cards and encourage you to send them out to others to make their day. So that's what it's all about for me. Please be sure to say hello in the comments. Let me know that you're here and stopped by. Excuse me. And if you're watching later on the replay, let me know that too. I love to hear where you're from, what you're doing, and all about you. That's my relationship with you virtually, because I consider you all, hi, Gloria, friends. All right. As always, I will be drawing from all of the comments today and giving away the card we make. So comment as often as you like. Love to hear from you, as I mentioned, anything at all. You have all day today and all day tomorrow, and then the following morning I will draw for a winner. And congratulations, Lenny, you were the winner of my Jungle Pals card that I made last time. So that is already out in the mail and on its way to you. So enjoy that. Thank you for watching and commenting. Also, if you can share this video, that really helps me as a small business to get some exposure that I wouldn't otherwise get. So I really appreciate that. So if you share me to your homepage, to a crafty group you belong to a crafty friend, anywhere that you share me, let me know when you do that, and I will give you bonus entries towards today's card. Hi, Melinda. Glad you can make it today. Okay, no physical therapy. Well, that's good, I hope. So thank you for sharing, Melinda. I so appreciate that. Okay, let's take you down to the table. I'm going to turn you around here and down, and I'm going to make sure that we're in the right place. So let me bring you up on my computer here and just be absolutely sure where we are. Excuse me. Sorry for a short delay. I should have had that up and running. There, it is there. Okay, so this is me, Maureen Rolfus, the Crazy Stamping Lady. My blog is crazystampinglady.blogspot.com. My email is crazystampinglady@gmail.com. My Facebook is facebook.com/Crazy Stamping Lady. You can find me on YouTube under my name, Maureen Rolfus, and you can shop with me at stampingwithmaureen.stampinup.net. And if you are shopping with me, I appreciate it if you use this hostess code for the month of February. Now, March 1st, there will be a new hostess code, and I will try to get it up as quickly as I can and post it on my Facebook page at the top and on the Shop Now tab of my blog. But for the rest of February, this is the code. If you use that code, it gets me the most benefits for your order, which allows me to give the most back to you in the form of prizes and giveaways and challenges. So I love that when you do that. But if your order is over $150 pre-shipping and handling, then don't use that code, because you will earn some free hostess rewards of your own. All right, I don't have any cards from friends to share today, but I do want to share some things from Celebration. So let me grab my Celebration catalog out, a little out of order here, but that's okay. So Celebration ends on Friday, is that right? Thursday. It ends on Thursday. And that's even with a bonus day for it being leap year. So you have until the end of the day on Thursday to place your orders for Celebration and earn some of the Celebration rewards, not only in the little Celebration brochure that you received, hopefully, or you can view it online at our website, but also from the additional products that they added. So there's some really fun stuff here. I have shared a bunch of it with you over the course of the last 2 months, and I'm going to just review that and recap that for just a second with you. So my first 2 cards were made, let me grab them here, with the watercolor melon set from the Celebration catalog. It's a level $50, so with a $50 purchase you can get this. Here's my envelope, and here's the card I made. And we did, most of these cards we did on Facebook Lives, not all of them, but most of them. And then for my thank you card last month, I took this same design and just simplified it a little bit and made these cards for everyone who purchased from me in the month of January. So every month if you purchase from me, besides all my other benefits, you will receive a thank you card from me. The next thing I made is using the Sunny Days Designer Series paper. And we made this sympathy card and this little tri kind of strip design. Excuse me. I have not used this paper a lot. I'm so sad because I just bought the coordinating set that goes with it, Bright Skies, from the catalog, but a day late and $1 short because now this paper is going to be going away. Although I will probably still combine them. But this card I did make, and I love that paper. I love the colors in it. It is just lovely. And then my favorite reward was the Flight and Airy Designer Series paper. And I made several cards with that. So we made this one, and this one, and this one, and this one. And I love them all of them. I can't wait to send them out because I just think they are so beautiful. And I have to admit, I grabbed a couple extra packages of this for my own personal use or for future free classes or somewhere along the line. And then I did get the pool party ribbon, but I don't think I have a card here to share with that. I did not get the Cradled in Love set, so it's just because I don't have any babies going on. Although yesterday I sent out a baby congratulations, and then I wish I would have had it. So, Softly Stippled Designer Series paper. I made this card, and here's the paper right here. And this is also beautiful paper, and this was just a cute little fun fold. And I loved how that one turned out. And then the most adoring Designer Series paper is where I got these pretty gold flowers for this card, as well as the gold flowers and the little hearts on this card. So I made 2 cards with that. Actually made more. A lot of my cards have been sent out, guys, so I don't have them all to show you anymore, but I pulled out what I could find. And then the next one uses the Trusty Toolbox Designer Series paper, which is a $50 level project. And it's all tools and more masculine, which is always hard to find. So I loved it. Here I just did like a triple layer of it on the side, and then the little tools coming down. So that was that one. And then my last coffee in a card, we made this Jungle Pals card, which I also love. And this uses the faceted gems that are also a $50 level. So the Jungle Pals, the stamp set is a $50 level, and the dies that cut out all this greenery were a $100 level. And I just have had so much fun playing with it. I think it is adorable. And then my other favorite item from Celebration is the Softly Sophisticated Bundle, which is a $100 level. And we made these cards, and it has the embossing folder as well as this stamp set. So this one, and this one, and this one, and this one. And I love them all. So I just wanted to refresh your mind a little bit about what's available during Celebration. Celebration products typically do not come back in any form. Not for resale, not on clearance, not anywhere. So if you like them, get your order in for at least $50 before the end of the month, and you can earn some free product. All right, enough about Celebration. Painted Lavender Bundle continues to be my bundle bonus, although it is back ordered until the beginning of March, so I am extending this through the month of March. So I just want to keep it in front of you. If you've been waiting to get that and it's been back ordered and you haven't been able to, I will extend this along with my new one when it comes out March 1st. And if you order in the month of March, I will give 100% of my profits to the opendoorsofhope.org ministry, as well as send you a bundle bonus with a ton of other ideas that you can use to utilize this bundle. My free monthly virtual card class, if you purchase in the month of February, besides the thank you card you get from me, depending upon the level. So any order at all, you can place a paper pumpkin order or a $10 order. I don't really care. Any order at all will get a thank you card from me. But if your order is $50 or more, you're going to get 3 free card kits. If your order is $75 or more, you're going to get 3 free card kits plus a bonus project. Or if it's $100, you're going to get 3 free card kits, a bonus project, and a half a pack of a current embellishment. Now, this is for the month of February, so the kits are for the month of February. And then on Monday, March 11th at 11 o'clock a.m. Central Time, I will hold a free online class where you can come and watch me put those projects together. That class is open to anyone that wants to watch. It's right here on my Facebook page. So if you just want to see what kind of cards I give out for this free class, come and watch that with me. If you just want to get some ideas of what to do, come and watch that with me. So you have till the 29th to order to get the February kit. My sketch challenge is currently going on. So last time when I made the Jungle Pals sketch or card, it roughly followed this sketch. I'm asking you to make a card using this sketch. It is just a jumping off point. I just want to spark your creativity. Any card you make that this helps you design and make counts. So make a card, go ahead and post it in the pinned post at the top of my Facebook page, the page you're on right now, using this. And then I just love to see everything you come up with. And you have until midnight, March 2nd to do that. On the 3rd, I will draw a winner and send them out a fun product prize. So that is always fun to do. But mostly, I just want to spark your creativity. And the challenge does post the measurements I used on my Jungle Pals card. But go ahead and change those up. If you want a smaller layer or a larger layer, or if you want bigger strips or smaller strips, I don't really care. It is just, like I said, a loose interpretation of something to get you stamping. And then I make these printable so that you can actually just take this and print it off, put it into a binder or something, and when you're stumped on what kind of card layout to make, look through there. It'll really start to spark some imagination. So this again goes through March 2nd. The post is pinned to the top of my Facebook page. Post your cards there. There's a bunch there already. I so appreciate everyone who's been putting in entries. I really love that. Go check them out also, and then you'll see what others are doing. Mini catalog is continuing. Today we are going to be playing with the Everyday Details stamp set out of the mini catalog. And I'm going to be using the Lighter Than Air Designer Series paper to make my card. And then we're going to be using the Countryside Corner dies to make our focal point. Now the dies that come with that Everyday Detail set are amazing, and they will be ones I will hang on to for a long, long time. I think I've shown that a couple times to you. I just love them. But I wanted to change this up and show you a quick trick with the Cornerside Corners bundle, these dies too. So I'm going to actually be doing some cutting and some die cutting on the table today. So we'll see how that works. I don't usually do that because there's not a lot of room between me and the camera here. But we're going to try it and see what we can do today. So let me show you the card I am making. So this is a quad triangle card right here. And it's just got triangles in all 4 sections. So that's the quad part. And I'm going to show you how I cut those and how I put them together. But what I did want to mention is this is a sneak peek of the card I've submitted to a crafty collaborative group I belong to. And every month we do a simple specialty samples bundle. So each of us, we have a design. So this one is just the quad triangle design. And then we each make our own card with it and submit them in this bundle. And I don't know if everyone knows it, but if you place an order from me that's over $50, I will send you on the following Sunday usually a bundle bonus tutorial of just inspiring ideas. Now it's not necessarily related to what you're purchasing. They're just fun, easy stamping ideas. If you place a second qualifying order in that same month, then I send you my Simple Specialty Samples bundle, which is fun because it just varies every month. Every month it's a different layout or a different fun fold or a different something to intrigue you and spark you. And it's kind of fun to see how we all start out with the same basic card design and end up with such different cards. So this is a sneak peek of my card for the Simple Specialty Sampler for March of this year. And I'm going to put one together with you today. So before we do that, I'm going to show you how to cut your paper to make those triangles for the size that I have here. Now, when you get the bundle tutorial, it'll show you all the measurements, and it'll also give you some of these designs or these tips on how to do it. So you'll also get it there. But I'm going to show you here today too. This is a piece of Designer Series paper, and this measures, let me see what it measures. I should have written it down, but I guess I didn't. 3 3/4 by 5 inches, okay? And we're going to cut this apart into quads. So let me grab my paper cutter. And the first thing we're going to do is I'm just going to cut this from the top corner to the bottom corner. And I'm laying the points right in the middle of the track. Okay? And then I'm going to cut it. And when you cut, you don't want to cut coming up on a corner because it'll kind of squish your Designer Series paper. So I'm going to bring my cutting blade down here and put it kind of in the middle of my paper. And I'm going to cut one direction and then come back and cut the other. And that gives me these 2 diagonal pieces like that. Now I want to cut it the same diagonal but going the other direction. And to make sure that it stays in place, I'm going to grab a little piece of washi tape. I think you could use a Post-it note. You just want something that's going to hold these together so that they don't shift as we're cutting. So I'm going to place my corners right back together evenly. And then I'm going to take washi and I'm going to hold this together. I'm doing it to either the left or the right of the center because the center is where I'm going to line up and cut. And now I'm taking this and doing the same exact thing. I'm placing that corner in the track and that corner in the track. And once I have them both there, I'm going to move my blade up to the middle and put that down. And we're going to do the same thing and cut in both directions. And that's going to give me my 4 triangles. So let me get these off of here. Get my paper cutter out of the way. And we have our 4 pieces. Okay. So then when you put your card together, you can decide how you want it to go. But if you wanted the design to go this way, you would just take those and that. And if you wanted it the other way, you could just flip it and have it going the opposite direction and your colors coming together like that. Okay, so that's exactly what I did on here to get these 4 triangles, and I'll set these aside to use on another card. Excuse me. We're going to take out our pieces that I pre-cut for this card. Set my little envelope. I don't know if I showed you, I just put the little nest on there on my envelope to decorate it. So the set I'm using for this today, as I mentioned, is the Everyday Details set. It has become a fast favorite of mine. I just love all of the images in it. I think they're so pretty, especially the tea or coffee cup and the little nest. Those are just so lovely to me. And they're coloring images, and you guys know I love to color. So we're going to be coloring this little nest today. Excuse me. And then I'm also wanted to show you the paper we're using. So this is the Lighter Than Air Designer Series paper. It coordinates with the hot air balloon set in the catalog. And if you come back on Friday, I'll be doing a little bit of a fun fold card using that hot air balloon. So I hope to see you then. But it is beautiful paper. Not only does it coordinate with that set, but just look at these patterns and designs for Easter. They are perfect spring colors, neutral patterns, even though they might be hot air balloons on one side of some of the images. When you pull them out, on the back is a totally neutral design that can be used for anything. All these colors would be great on a fun birthday card too. They're just so festive. So great, great pack of Designer Series paper that we're using here. And then I have a bunch of blends, so let me grab those. So I'm actually going to color this whole image with you today. I don't always do that, but I wanted to kind of show you a couple things that I did. And one of the things I did is that I used blends that are almost completely dry. So they worked okay the first time. I'm going to try it again. These are on my order going in today as replacements. They have been well used. This one's even been broken by me because I used it so much. Excuse me. So that is why they are running out. You guys know I love to color. They don't sit around. They get used. But they are getting dry. So I'm going to come in here and try to color my little eggs here. And you can hear the squeaking and you can see how dry this is. This one is just about had it. But I just want to get that little bit of coloring of that color, the lighter of my 2 balmy blues. And then I'm going to come back in with my darker, which has a little bit more ink in it, not a lot, but a little bit more, and come in around the edges and color this. And the reason I wanted to do this is blends do just that. They blend so nicely that even if there's not a lot of ink left and you're getting down to the nitty-gritty, you can still use them and get the most out of them that you can. But these will go in the trash once my new ones come because these are well loved, to say the least. So I'm just going around the edge on here, getting some of that shadowing in there, and then going over the whole thing, keeping the centers a little bit lighter than the outside. And look at that. They will be great on this card. So this may be the last time you see these little blends. Say goodbye to them because they're probably going away soon when my new ones come. Okay, then the next thing I want to do is color my nest. And for my nest, I used light lemon Loly, and I'm just going to do that first. And I just went on the whole nest, basically. And it is a nest, and it's kind of sketchy, and those lines go off the edge. So you do not have to be super careful with this in any way, which I love. Come in here and go around my eggs. Because it is so sketchy, it's very forgiving. And then after I get the most of that done, then I am going to come back in here just on some of these little lines and go out and add that color coming out to the side, just to show that that nest continues on. But I'm not worried about any perfection here, guys. I'm just throwing out some color. And then I'm going to take my light wild wheat, and I'm going to add some darkening to this. So especially where this shading is inside of the nest here, where those little eggs sit, I'm just going to come in here and color that in with the wild wheat. So this is two different colors, obviously, that I'm combining here to make this nest. I'm going to come down here also along the bottom area where it's darker and would be shadowed, and put in my wild wheat. So realize that you don't have to just use the two coordinating blends when you're trying to get some color depth on your cards. I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to come back in with my darker Loly, lemon Loly blend, and kind of blend these two together. Just like that. And come around the top here. Okay, so I'm totally using the two different color blends and totally kind of blending them together at the edges with the brighter of the two lollies. And this color, when it gets on there, almost looks like it glows. I just love it. It was so pretty to play with on here. So there is our little nest. And then this does have some greenery coming out. So I'm going to use my Mossy Meadow, my light Mossy Meadow. And we're just going to come in here and color those leaves. Now it looks like maybe on my last one I didn't use Mossy Meadow. Huh, I wrote down the wrong color. Sorry, guys. Doesn't matter. These are going to be Mossy Meadow. I'm not sure what those other colors were. Probably, maybe Granny Apple. Could have been Granny Apple. But not every card has to be exactly alike. We can change up the colors anytime we want. So on this one, they're going to be Mossy Meadow. And that'll give us our little greenery. I love bird nests. I have found a few in my life and tried to keep them, and then they fell apart, but I love them. I remember when we lived in Arizona, I found the cutest little hummingbird nest. They are just amazing how tiny and how perfectly formed they are. I love them. I miss hummingbirds. I'm hoping to get a feeder up this summer, and hopefully we'll have a lot of them showing up here around the area. Okay, so there's my nest. It's all colored. So the next thing I want to do is put my card base together. So we're starting out with a card base of lemon Loly. That is 8.5 by 5.5, and it's scored at 4 1/4. And then I have a layer of Balmy blue that is 5 1/4 by 4, and that's going to be our first layer on here. But I'm going to put my triangles on before I do the layer. So when I cut these triangles out earlier, I want to point out that instead of cutting out a design where I used both of the same sides, like on that last one I showed you where I would just combine those two to make my card. Instead of doing that, I actually used two different sheets of paper and cut them apart. And so I ended up with 4 triangles of the blue, 4 triangles of the yellow. And we're just going to place them on here, but they're going to go the opposite of what my original one did, the opposite layout, if that makes sense. So let's get my triangles, and because they're triangles, I find that using Tombow works the best because I can get it easily down into these little corners. So normally with my layers, I don't use Tombow. I use Seal. But coming down in these peaks with Seal can be a little bit tricky, and I want to be sure that those little peak areas hold down. So we're going to use our Tombow, and I'm going to grab this with my tweezers, hopefully here. Come on, you can do it, Maureen. You can pick it up. Why on camera? Why on camera, right? When I do this, otherwise I have no problem. Well, today I'm having trouble. We're going to pick it up this way. Okay, so this is my triangle. We're going to come in here and lay it. And we're going to leave a little border of balmy blue around the edge. So I'm just going to come in here and place it. I want to make sure that top to bottom, it's pretty evenly spaced, and that I have that little bit of border. And that's the other thing with Tombow. It gives you a little bit of wiggle room, a few seconds that you can move that around, and that's really nice. We're going to put the other one on the same exact way. So guys, let me know what's going on in your world. I'd love to hear what your weather is, if you're expecting anything severe. I know Illinois looks like it might get hit, and maybe even southern Wisconsin, where we're originally from. Well, not southern, but Wisconsin. Or if you're having that really warm weather that Texas is having, that's kind of crazy too. They're having like a heat wave down there. So I'd love to hear how it is by you. This next one, we're going to come in and do the same thing. So I'm leaving that little border around the edge, trying to center it, and kind of lining up my peaks. Now they don't quite meet, depending upon how much border you put around the outside, but I want them not to quite meet because I want that little bit of balmy blue to show between those triangles also. Okay, so there's our two triangles. And then I'm going to take our yellow pieces and do the same thing. Da-da-da-da-da. What's on your agenda this Tuesday? I've got my sourdough rising in the kitchen right now. I started it this morning, and when I'm done here, I'll go do my first pull and stretch on it. I'm making for the first time jalapeno sourdough bread, so wish me luck. Let's see how that turns out. So then I'm going to come in here with this triangle and I do the same thing, but for this one I want that little border around the edge and that little border in between my triangles. So just get it laid down in there flat. So I'm anxious to try this. In fact, I think I'm doing two loaves. I think I'm going to do one with cheddar cheese and jalapeno and one with cheddar cheese and serrano, and see which one we like best. We both like kind of spicy food, so I figure it's worth a try to try them both, but we'll see how they turn out, and if they don't, then it was a good experiment while it lasted. So, okay, then this one, the same thing, coming down here toward the bottom, leave a little bit of border, and then where they come together in the middle, you're going to have that little bit of balmy blue still showing. All right, so that's how you do the quad triangle. It is not difficult at all. Just take your time as you're cutting to get your cuts as straight as you can, and then take your time when you're laying it down so that you get that nice formed peak in the middle for your focal point. Okay, so now I am going to use seal, and we're going to add this to the front of our card base. So I don't think I mentioned it, but I'll mention it right now. Our Global Inspiration Stamp Team is going to be back with you guys on March 8th and 9th. And this time we're going to present some of our online exclusive kits. Not our paper pumpkin kits, but our regular online exclusive kits, because there are a bunch of amazing kits out there. And we're not only going to show you them how they normally come, but we're going to each be doing some alternatives with whatever kit we're using. So I hope you guys can join me. Our Global Inspirations team is for my customers and all the people on the team, our customers and our team members. So if you fall in those categories and you already joined that group, you will be in there to watch. If you fall in those categories and you would like to join, let me know and I will send you an invitation. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is show you how I got this focal point image. And to do that, we're going to be using my little cut and emboss machine, my mini one. So let me get this out of the way to give me a little more room to work with. And here is our mini machine. And like I said, this is the first time I've done it on camera, so hopefully this will work. and you will see what I'm doing. I'm going to use my plates. Now, I'm going to give you a tip on the mini cut and emboss machine. When you get it, it's going to say with your cutting, when you're doing cutting, that you should use plate 1, I think it is. I'm pretty sure it's plate 1. I don't have it handy here. And then your two plates. But I have found that it doesn't catch well in my machine that way. So I've switched it up, and I use my gray plate, which is normally to be used with embossing folders, but I also use it for cutting. And then one of my number 2 plates, and then the image I'm going to cut, and then the die I'm going to use. So we're going to use Countryside Corner dies, and I'm taking the second to the largest. So there's a bunch of different layers in here, but this is the second to the largest. And I'm going to place this right up here near the top. So the top is just above my nest, because these dies are long and I want more of a squared off image. So I'm just getting that centered side to side with a little border above. I'm going to take some washi tape and hold that in place while I cut, just like that. And then I'm going to put my other number 2 plate on top, and we're going to run this through the embossing machine. The cut and emboss from Stampin' Up. It is a great little machine, and I gotta tell you, I love that this mini fits right up here on my desk. I use it all the time. I just don't use it on camera very often because of space and because of the height, but I think it's working okay. So after I do that, I can pull off that washi tape. I do it gently because you don't want to tear your cardstock. And we have this, which is not actually the design I want. I want a different type shape to this. So the next thing I'm going to do is put that plate 3 back on, my plate 2 back on. We're going to lay this back down onto my cut and emboss machine. I'm going to take this die again, and we're going to line it up right along the edge here. So I'm lining the sides up exactly where it fit in before in the die, just like that. And then the bottom as far down as I can get it. That's about the same amount at the bottom as the top. And then we're going to run this through with another embossing plate. I'm gonna run it, whoops. And if we're lucky, it'll work, right? Oh, my embossing plate is sticking off the end. My little hexagon thing is sticking off the end. Let's see if I can get it. Maybe it might feed better this way because of that. Yep, there it goes. Now you can see my plates are very well loved, and I still use them for cutting all the time. They last a long, long time. These are the original ones I got when this machine came out. I have not had to try any new ones yet. This one is cracking, you can see, but it still works great. Once it stops, if it cracks too much, then I'll stop using it. But till then, it is just fine. I use them as long as I possibly can. I'm going to take off that washi tape again. And then this is our little focal image for our card. So that is a great way to get a different shape out of your dies. You can always shorten them if you want to by doing that same exact technique. So I wanted to show you how I did that on camera today. So let's get rid of my little machine here. Over to the side. Grab back my card base and put this card together. So I'm going to take and pop this up on dimensionals. And actually, before I do that, I'm going to add just a little bit more of my lemon on here. Just a little brightness to it, because I really like the way that lemon makes it pop. Like I said, it almost makes it glow like the sun is shining right down on that nest. Ah, I do like that. Okay, so let's grab our dimensionals. I'm going to put some dimensionals on the back of here and the corners. And then one in the middle. We're going to put this right in the center of our card for our focal point. here. In fact, I'm going to put it just a hair up. Not very much, but just a hair up, higher at the top than on the bottom, because I want to add my sentiment down here right underneath it. And for my sentiment, I'm going to use mini dimensionals. If you don't have mini ones, you can always cut your large ones apart. But the mini ones are so handy for smaller designs and little strips like this. And they go a long, long way. So if you buy a pack and keep them, you will have them for a long time. Okay, so there's our 3 dimensionals on there, our tiny little ones. We're going to pull off the backing on those. And I'm going to put this sentiment right underneath. You make every day a little brighter. How cute is that? All right, so there is that. And then for our accent on here, I'm going to use our Pastel Adhesive backed sequins. These are in the annual catalog. They have blue, pink, and gold. I love the colors of them. I think they're so pretty. You guys know I love sequins because they're so flat and they go through the mail so well, and that makes me happy. And we're just going to place a few of these sequins right here on the card. So I'm going to put one larger one down here. And with these, I'm not so worried. You know how I place my gems a lot in between where my dimensionals are. With sequins, because they're so flat, you don't really have to worry about that. I love that we have so many different sequins in the catalog right now. I hope they continue that trend because they are a favorite of mine. All right, and then let's get this last one here. And because they're self-adhesive, they're wonderful, easy to place, easy to put on your cards. And there is our little triangle. So that's our card today, guys. Isn't it beautiful? So just a reminder, this is the card I will be giving away. So leave me your comments. Let me know what you think. All comments today and tomorrow will be entered for a chance to win it. This is also a sneak peek of the Simple Specialty Sample Packet, my card for that packet that you would be receiving the information on if you placed 2 qualifying orders in the month of March. So this is a sneak peek for March. And then just also a reminder that Celebration is winding down. So Thursday is the last day to purchase from Celebration this year and get your free products. And I think that is all. Thank you for being with me today. Don't forget to leave me your comments for a chance to win today's card. You have till tomorrow night, like I said, to win. And actually even the next morning until I actually do the drawing, but getting your entries in by tomorrow evening will assure you're in. And then as always, I would love to be your creative coach and demonstrator. If you have any questions at all, need a catalog, want to know about signing up, please reach out to me in the comments of this video or by email at crazystampinglady@gmail.com. And I do plan to be here on Friday. I'll let you know how my sourdough bread turned out. I'll be at my normal slot at 10:30 a.m. Central Time, and we will be playing with that hot air balloon set. So I hope you can join me then. Till then, I hope your life will be filled with just a bit of creativity. Take care. See you soon. Bye-bye.